Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Speaker. And before I go on, I just want to say that in my time spent here, Mr. Deputy Speaker, I give each member of this House due respect, right? So I am not going to entertain those disgusting remarks. Mr. Deputy Speaker, as I continue.
Again, honorable members, I have so ruled, and I am going to ensure that each member, right, will be respected in this House. Right? So the banter that goes across, but the excessive ones, especially when I'm on my legs, is not going to be tolerated. Hence the reason why Princess Tong member was asked to leave the chamber. I was on my legs trying to explain the situation, and that was the outburst. So again, member for Chaguanas East, you will be protected. Kindly proceed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Speaker. And as I move on, Mr. Deputy Speaker, the member who spoke before spoke about substance, and UNC candidates can go into constituencies, and once they don't even have to go into their constituencies. You see the rising sun, and they just go and vote. But the PNM constituencies, they want to see them. Mr. Deputy Speaker, where is the member living? Where is the member living? Because many constituencies that are of the PNM, you hear complaints that they have never seen their MPs. And I can proudly say that us as UNC MPs on this side, we are always in our constituencies representing the people who we serve. So don't come here to tell us about substance and people just vote for the rising sun. That is totally untrue, and we condemn those statements, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I listened to the member who happens to be the Minister of Sports and Community Development. An entire 45 minutes, no reporting on the Ministry of Sports and Community Development. What did you do for sportsmen and women in this country? We did not hear anything about that. What have you been doing for the communities? You spoke about everything else except your own business, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, people in this country are in a position where they are asking for relief. They are not asking for taxes. They are not asking for more hardships. They are just simply asking for relief. And really and truly, Mr. Deputy Speaker, they can say what they want. They are totally out of touch, and the people are ready and prepared to consign the PNM to the political dustbin in this country. So let them stay there and dance and prance and think that, listen, you are going to win our next election. You are not going to win any election. The people are ready and the people are prepared. And you see this obsession the other side has with the opposition leader. Try leaving the opposition leader out of your mouths. What she does is none of your business. Because we sat here in this house all day, Mr. Deputy Speaker. The member for Diego Martin West, who is the Prime Minister of this country, is not in the House. You heard any one of our members speaking about the Prime Minister's absence? Not one of us did that, but you are busy minding the opposition leader's business. And to the member for Tobago East, West, respectfully. Many times you are not in this chamber, so why are you speaking about the opposition leader? You are busy drinking tea in the tea room. You are absent from here on many occasions. So do not stand when you get an opportunity to speak about the member for Siparia's absence. She's always here. Always here. Right? Always here, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the member for Tobago West wants to tell us...
Members, please. Please, proceed.
Yes, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I don't think I was shouting that much when the member was speaking, right? The member for Tobago West want to tell us about our caucus. We don't mind PNM business on the caucus. Stay out our business. You don't tell us how to caucus and whose face is new and whose face isn't new, because we do not want to speak about your face. Right? Mr. Deputy Speaker, as we speak here in this... Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Again, members, you know, members, Chaguanas East and Tobago West. Member for Chaguanas East and for Tobago West, please. Please. Now, members, listen. You all are the same members that was just complaining about the hour that we are at. You all were just complaining, members. St. Augustine, you may not have known, because
Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Member, please.
Are you condoning
Member, have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Member, listen. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the Minister of Finance spoke here today about how much help the PNM would have given during the COVID period. That was made mention of. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I want to remind this country, because the member before spoke about the record and putting it on the record to let the population know. Mr. Deputy Speaker, let us not forget when they locked down this country and the construction sector was left in limbo and not even included in the income support relief in this country. Mr. Deputy Speaker, let us not forget, up to last year, how many persons were still awaiting word from the phase 1 process of the income support relief grant. Mr. Deputy Speaker, let us not forget, up to last year, how many persons were awaiting salary relief grants, and they are speaking to you here today about expenditure on COVID relief. Mr. Deputy Speaker, let us not forget, in the second lockdown period, when landlords were evicting tenants, the Minister of Social Development and this government told landlords, asked landlords to hold their hands, and provided no support to those persons. I remember as an MP, I had to get out there and get trucks to help people who were being evicted, pleading, begging for some resolution, some solution for these people, and nothing from this government, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, let us not forget when people were lining the streets for hampers, the Minister of Social Development stood and called the people greedy, not needy. We must remember these things, and then you want to come and preach to us. We shouldn't talk. So you alone must talk. You alone must set the record straight, Mr. Deputy Speaker. But I am setting the record straight as it relates to the hardships of the citizens and the reason why we are here today as it relates to this particular item before us as it relates to the Developmental Loans Act, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, let us also not forget that the government turned their backs on the disabled in this country when they evicted the Cerebral Palsy Society of Trinidad and Tobago from the Carsonfield Enrichment Center. But nonetheless, Mr. Deputy Speaker, the UNC will make a place available to them at the end of this month. Mr. Deputy Speaker, we resolve issues. Our record, Mr. Deputy Speaker, speaks for itself. This big book of achievements. When they want to come here, Mr. Deputy Speaker, to tell us about contracts and what the UNC did and what the UNC didn't do, and speak about touch, feel, and taste. Mr. Deputy Speaker, let them speak. When they're speaking about touch, feel, and taste, about the Darrell Smith's settlement, Mr. Deputy Speaker. When they want to speak, let them speak about under PNM, NGC was at a $2.1 billion loss. When they speak, let them speak about Atlantic $240 million TT dollar loss. Mr. Deputy Speaker, when you want to come here and speak and say the UNC did this and you were here, well, I am also young, fresh, and green, but I'm very well educated about what's happening in this society. Mr. Deputy Speaker, when you want to speak about the PNM's racking up a staggering $1 billion plus in legal fees paid to attorneys since it took office in 2015, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, when they want to speak, let them speak about Nelson's $100 million claim that is unsettled, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, you want to talk Tobago. Let's not forget, right here in this house, the member for Tobago West said nobody lives there. That's why Tobago voted them out, Mr. Deputy Speaker. And Mr. Deputy Speaker, that presentation just now was an outcry to get back a seat in the next election. Mr. Deputy Speaker, under PNM, the THA audit report revelations, $15.5 million paid for 4 of 11 roads that never started in Tobago under the PNM. Let us not forget that. Mr. Deputy Speaker, when they want to speak Tobago, the Cabo Star mobilization fee, $13 million. Speak about that. When they want to speak about Tobago, Mr. Deputy Speaker, speak about the mobilization fee for Ocean Flower 2 being $20 million. So don't come here to tell the UNC how to do their work. And you doing it right when you ain't doing it right, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, they are trying to run from the facts, but the facts remain. It's there, the people can see it, the people can feel it, the people can touch it, the people can, they can't even taste because they can't buy food, some of them, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the bottom line is the opposition leader was 100% accurate today when she said we cannot trust this government. We cannot trust you. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the member who spoke before spoke about agriculture. Mr. Deputy Speaker, right now circulating on the media, social media, NAMDEVCO released a notice of a fee change to those persons who utilize the markets and so on, from the daily fee to the weekly fee to the monthly fee. And it's not no $5 increase. It's $20, $100 increase in some cases. Look at it, you should see it by this evening. So when you're talking about you helping the poor, you helping the vulnerable, everybody getting help from this government, listen, everybody's complaining and only feeling pain under your government. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the member also said that they deliver to all the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the Minister of Public Utilities even spoke about water for all, PNM style. Mr. Deputy Speaker, you know what he means by water for all, PNM style? Water nothing for many communities in this country. Mr. Deputy Speaker, imagine Bino Trace and Bino Trace extension is this. And Bino Trace, some parts of Bino Trace and Bino Trace extension in my constituency did not see water, just like the Kernaham residents, for more than 20-something days. And Mr. Deputy Speaker, this is the high difference. And you know what's being said? That it's the water to go up a hill. And no hill exists there, no, Mr. Deputy Speaker. But that is what you call water for all, PNM style. Water nothing, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I want to know what they mean by delivering to all. Mr. Deputy Speaker, you have to write and beg like you were never elected to get something done in this country as an MP. You have to write hope that you get a response. And they are speaking about delivering to all. You see them doing recreation grounds in other all over the country. But when you write it from a UNC constituency, they tell you that fall under a regional corporation. Mind you, they're doing grounds, recreation facilities in regional corporations throughout this country, but they know what they want to do. So don't tell me about delivering to all the people. You are delivering to some of the people. And some of the people happen to be in PNM constituencies, and that's the fact of the matter, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, when they want to tell us about what the UNC did, and I don't know what is their problem with roti. I know it tastes very good, right? But stop the attack on roti. Mr. Deputy Speaker, it is an exhausted point. Mr. Deputy Speaker, when they want to speak, let them speak about the land grabbing, which they have to answer for. When they want to speak, let them speak about over 100 recusals, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Don't come to tell the UNC that you need to put this on the record. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the bottom line is the people of this country require relief and not excuses. People are out here pleading for relief. You claim you are a responsible government. It is your duty to be responsible and serve the people in some manner of equity, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Mr. Deputy Speaker, we stand ready. They are defending. Everyone here on the side of the government bench today stood to defend that this is not about election. Mr. Deputy Speaker, every politician knows when it's an election year, how you behave. And the fact of the matter is the manner in which they are behaving here today. It tells us, yes, they are trying to protect themselves for the upcoming election. So you could run, but you can't hide from it, because the truth shall always prevail. Mr. Deputy Speaker, we are ready. It's just a few days again for them. Time is limited, and we will win. I thank you.